You use this every day, without fear, without questioning, without imagining that it might be costing you focus, memory, and mental clarity. The most dangerous part isn't the damage itself. It's the fact that it happens silently. While you live on autopilot, your body sends silent signals. The initial symptoms appear as normal things, and the early warning signs are ignored because they don't hurt enough to scare you. They just tire you out. They just confuse you. They just drain you. The truth is uncomfortable. Many of the symptoms you shouldn't ignore don't stem from major wrong decisions, but from everyday habits that seem too harmless to raise suspicion. The brain adapts, the body compensates, and the hidden symptoms accumulate. A little less attention here, a little more irritation there, that feeling of mental fog you've come to accept as part of adult life. But it's not. They are clear, repeated, persistent signals from your body. Signals that your body is telling you something needs to change. In this video, you'll see what almost no one else sees: how common objects, automatic choices, and mundane routines can be slowly undermining your mind. No exaggerated theories or cheap panic, just awareness. Because when you learn not to ignore the signs, you recover something that many people lose without realizing it: mental autonomy. And after you see that, there's no way to pretend you didn't know anymore. Old silver dental fillings. There are old habits we carry without questioning, and silver dental restorations are a good example of this. Many people grew up hearing that they were normal, durable, and harmless, but the body doesn't forget what the mind normalizes. Over time, silent signs emerge that almost no one connects to their origin: recurring headaches, mental fatigue, strange sensitivity. These are hidden symptoms that go unnoticed because they seem too small. The problem is when these bodily signals become routine and you don't ignore them, but you also don't investigate. That's when early warning signs appear, demanding attention. In practice, these old restorations can react to heat, cold, and even chewing, releasing constant stimuli to the nervous system. It's not panic, it's observation. Some people report cognitive improvement when replacing old materials with modern options, noticing a reduction in silent symptoms like brain fog. A simple step is to talk to an up-to-date dentist, ask for an evaluation, and understand the alternatives. This doesn't mean acting impulsively, but rather not ignoring the signals your body is giving you. When the body gives repeated clues, it's usually one of the symptoms you shouldn't ignore. As a mentor, the guidance is to develop awareness, not fear. Observing patterns when discomfort arises, what worsens, what improves, helps identify early symptoms before they escalate. Noting sensations after hot meals or stressful days, for example, reveals warning signs that were diluted in the routine. Small, conscious choices protect the brain over time. And when you realize that something so common can affect your focus and well-being, an uncomfortable question arises. How many other normal things in your daily life are also sending silent signals without you realizing it? Canned tuna. Canned tuna has become synonymous with convenience, quick protein, and a healthy choice. However, the body often perceives nuances that the rush of daily life ignores. Consumed excessively, it can be linked to silent signs such as persistent headaches, difficulty concentrating, and unexplained fatigue. These don't appear all at once. They emerge as hidden, spaced-out symptoms, easy to normalize. The problem is when these bodily signals repeat themselves and the person continues to think it's just stress. That's when early warning signs appear, demanding adjustment before the habit takes its toll. Don't ignore it when your body starts complaining quietly. In practice, the point is not to demonize the food, but to understand its frequency and origin. Some canned goods concentrate metals that over time impact the nervous system. People who reduce their consumption report improvement in silent symptoms such as irritability and heavy mind. A simple step is to alternate proteins, including fresh sardines, eggs, legumes, or smaller fish. Reading labels and varying brands also helps. These adjustments often alleviate initial symptoms that many people thought were too normal to investigate. They are signs that your body is telling you to diversify. As a mentor, the rule is balance with awareness. A practical exercise is to observe how you feel on the days you eat tuna versus when you don't. Noting your focus, mood, and energy levels reveals hidden warning signs in your routine. This isn't food paranoia, it's intelligently reading the symptoms you shouldn't ignore. When you realize that something as common as a can affect mental clarity, it becomes difficult not to look at the next everyday detail more closely, including those that seem harmless in your backyard or in front of your house. Your perfect green lawn. That impeccably green lawn often conveys a sense of care, order, and even success. But the body, as always, sees beyond aesthetics. Products used to maintain that perfect green can release silent signals into the environment that the brain picks up without permission. Mild headaches, eye irritation, and a feeling of tiredness outdoors seem minor, but they are hidden symptoms when they appear repeatedly. The problem is that many people normalize these bodily signals because they aren't dramatic. But then early warning signs emerge, demanding attention before the habit becomes a problem. Don't ignore what repeats itself. In practice, common fertilizers and herbicides can subtly impact the nervous system, especially with frequent exposure. People who spend a lot of time in treated areas report silent symptoms such as mild mental confusion or irritability without a clear reason. A simple adjustment is to reduce chemical use, opt for natural solutions, or limit contact immediately after application. Washing hands and changing clothes after contact also helps. These precautions alleviate initial symptoms that many didn't even associate with the environment. These are signs that your body is telling you to reconsider what seems like just landscaping. As a mentor, the idea is to replace automatic behavior with awareness. A practical exercise is to observe how you feel after mowing the lawn or walking through freshly treated areas. Noting physical and mental sensations helps identify warning signs before they become routine. Small changes in habit can reduce symptoms that you shouldn't ignore. And when something as common as a lawn starts to raise questions, it becomes natural to look at items even closer to the body with different eyes, including those you apply to your lips every day. Lip balm. Lip balm seems harmless, almost an automatic gesture. Apply, relieve the discomfort, move on. But the body notices patterns that routine hides. Constant use can generate silent signs of dependence when lips become drier precisely because they expect the product. This feeling of needing to reapply becomes one of the most common hidden symptoms of daily life. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't scare you, but it repeats itself. That's when early warning signs appear, indicating that something simple is interfering with the natural balance. Don't ignore it when relief becomes a cycle. In practice, many products contain fragrances and components that deceive the perception of hydration. The brain registers immediate comfort, while the skin loses its ability to regulate itself. People who pause use for a few days report a gradual improvement in silent symptoms, such as recurring burning and peeling. A simple step is to reduce frequency, use fragrance-free versions, or opt for more neutral alternatives. Drinking more water and protecting from the wind also helps. These adjustments often alleviate initial symptoms that seem too normal to question. They are signs that your body is telling you to slow down the habit. As a mentor, the advice is to observe without guilt. A practical exercise is to go a whole day without reapplying lip balm and note how your lips react throughout the hours. This small experiment reveals warning signs that were masked by constant use. Small, conscious choices reduce symptoms you shouldn't ignore and restore autonomy to your body. And when something as small as lip balm shows that routine conditions the brain, another inevitable reflection arises. How many stimuli have you learned to ignore without realizing it, including sounds that never again caught your attention? The noise you've learned to ignore. There's a type of noise that no longer bothers you, precisely because you've gotten used to it. Background traffic, constant buzzing, appliances always on. The brain learns to ignore it, but the body doesn't forget. These continuous stimuli generate silent stress signals that go unnoticed consciously, but appear as hidden symptoms. Unexplained irritability, difficulty focusing, mental fatigue at the end of the day. These are signs of the body working in the background. When this becomes routine, early warning signs appear, indicating that the system is always on high alert. Don't ignore what seems too normal. In practice, constant noise keeps the brain slightly activated, as if something important were about to happen. People who reduce sound stimuli report rapid improvement in silent symptoms, such as tension in the shoulders and a racing mind. A simple adjustment is to create real moments of silence. Turn everything off for 10 minutes, use earplugs in noisy environments, or walk in quieter places. These small habits alleviate initial symptoms that many people attribute simply to tiredness. They are signs that your body is telling you to lower the volume of the world. As a mentor, the exercise here is to relearn how to listen to silence. Noting how you feel after periods without noise helps identify warning signs that were previously muffled. This contrast reveals symptoms that you shouldn't ignore, because they show how much the brain needs real breaks. When someone realizes that even invisible noise shapes thoughts and mood, it becomes impossible not to question another everyday item that directly affects perception, especially what you put on your face to protect yourself from the outside world. Your cheap sunglasses. Cheap sunglasses seem like a bargain. They protect from the sun, cost little, and solve the problem quickly. But the body notices when the protection is just for show. Low-quality lenses can distort light and force the eyes to work harder, generating silent signals such as headaches, pressure behind the eyes, and eye strain. These discomforts appear as hidden symptoms, easily blamed on heat or stress. But they are signals from the body asking for attention. When this repeats, early warning signs appear indicating that the cheap option may be proving expensive. Don't ignore what seems small. In practice, without adequate UV protection, the pupil dilates, allowing even more radiation to enter. The brain receives confusing stimuli, which can generate silent symptoms such as irritation and difficulty focusing after long periods in the sun. A simple adjustment is to invest in sunglasses with genuine UV protection certification, even if they are basic models. Testing how you feel after a few hours with better lenses usually reveals an improvement in initial symptoms. These details show the signals your body is giving you when something interferes with visual perception. As a mentor, the advice is to look beyond aesthetics. A practical exercise is to observe how your eyes and mind behave after driving or walking in the sun, wearing different glasses. Noting these sensations helps identify warning signs before they become routine. Small, conscious choices reduce symptoms you shouldn't ignore and preserve mental energy. And when something as simple as an accessory changes your clarity throughout the day, it's natural to question another daily habit you do almost automatically, especially that route you repeat without reflection. Your daily commute. The daily commute may seem like just an interval between important points of the day, but the body knows that a lot happens there. Heavy traffic, repetition, constant rush, and fragmented attention create silent signs of chronic stress. Over time, hidden symptoms emerge such as impatience, mental fatigue even before work begins, and that feeling of being already tired early in the morning. These are signals from the body warning that the routine is draining energy without you realizing it. When this becomes a pattern, early warning signs appear that many people simply call bad mood. Don't ignore what repeats itself every day. In practice, the brain goes into automatic mode during commuting, but the nervous system remains alert. People who spend a lot of time in traffic report silent symptoms such as jaw tension, shortness of breath, and difficulty switching off afterward. A simple adjustment is to transform the commute into a space for recovery. Listen to something calming, practice mindful breathing at traffic lights, or vary your route when possible. Small changes can alleviate initial symptoms that seemed inevitable. These are signs that your body is telling you to use your time to your advantage, not against you. As a mentor, the idea is to reframe the journey. A practical exercise is to arrive at your destination and assess how you are feeling physically and mentally, noting patterns throughout the week. This reveals hidden warning signs in your daily habits. Reducing unnecessary stimuli along the way diminishes symptoms you shouldn't ignore and preserves focus for the rest of the day. And when you realize that even the journey shapes your mental state, another inevitable reflection arises. What happens when you completely outsource your guidance and let another system think for you? Using GPS for everything. Using GPS all the time seems like pure efficiency, but the body notices the silent price of this convenience. When you constantly outsource navigation, the brain reduces the effort of spatial navigation, generating silent signs of cognitive dependence. Gradually, hidden symptoms emerge, such as difficulty memorizing simple routes or a feeling of disorientation off a known path. These are signs from the body showing that a skill is being underutilized. When this becomes a daily habit, early warning signs appear that almost no one associates with the app. Don't ignore it when your mind starts to shut down on basic tasks. In practice, studies show that excessive GPS use decreases the activation of areas linked to spatial memory. People who start navigating short distances without assistance report improvements in silent symptoms, such as scattered attention and a feeling of being on autopilot. A simple adjustment is to choose a familiar route and try to travel it without the app, observing landmarks. Another strategy is to check the map before leaving and put it away afterward. These habits strengthen initial symptoms of mental autonomy. They are signs that your body is telling you to regain control. As a mentor, the advice is to use technology as a tool, not a crutch. A practical exercise is to set aside 1 day a week for commuting without GPS, noting how your mind reacts. This contrast reveals warning signs previously masked by convenience. Small practices like this reduce symptoms you shouldn't ignore and train mindfulness. When you realize that even daily navigation can gradually weaken the brain, it becomes clear that the sum of harmless habits shapes who you become. And this awareness opens up space to see the whole picture with different eyes. After all this, it becomes impossible to continue treating daily life as something neutral. Nothing is neutral when it comes to the brain. Every repeated habit, every automatic choice, every seemingly harmless object leaves a mark. The problem was never a lack of information, but rather a lack of attention. The silent signs were always there. The early warning signs appeared gradually, and the hidden symptoms accumulated as you went on, not through carelessness, but because no one taught you to listen to your body's signals seriously. The turning point begins now. When you start observing your own patterns, you identify early symptoms before they become chronic wear and tear. When you learn not to ignore the signals your body is giving you, you regain clarity, energy, and mental autonomy. The question isn't whether this happens, it's how many symptoms you shouldn't ignore that you're still calling normal. What would change in your life if you adjusted just one habit today? One, small, conscious. So I want to know from you, which of these points made you stop and think the most? Which habit did you realize you need to rethink now, not tomorrow? Write in the comments, because naming the problem is already the first step to breaking the cycle. And if this type of content helps you see what was invisible, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here you will continue learning to read the silent signs, understand the warning signs, and use this knowledge to protect what you value most, your mind.